This one movement builds strength, mobility, and upper body control. It's called the Hindu push-up, and it's been used for centuries by wrestlers, warriors, and bodyweight purists. This movement comes from the ancient wrestling traditions of India, which date back over 1,000 years. Wrestlers in these systems were known for combining power and flexibility in a way that modern training often neglects. The goal wasn't just aesthetics, it was mastery of the body, control, conditioning, longevity. So the Hindu push-up can be a little bit tricky to get dialed in. So I'm going to show you a few progressions taking you from just starting out all the way through to the full Hindu push-up. The first progression is what is known as the pump. This is going to take you from the beginning position of the Hindu push-up to the end position of the push-up, but keeping your arms straight. As far as hand placement goes, we want the thumbs about in line with the outside of your shoulders, right? So we don't want to be all the way wide and we don't want to be all the way in. We want to be in kind of a comfortable position here where we're going to be able to generate force pushing forward. Now from here, we're going to take the hips up to the sky. If you have especially tight calf muscles, you can work them free by walking your down dog. Alternate between bending and straightening each side in turn to free up the calf. Okay, from here, we're just going to come forward, keeping the arms straight, drop the hips down, and look up. We're going to return to the start position. Come forward. We don't want to have the shoulders shrugged. We want to think about creating space between the top of the shoulder and the ear. And then we're going to return to the start position. Let's talk a little bit about how to breathe during all these variations. Now, it might seem counterintuitive, but we actually want to inhale as we're moving from this position to this position. Because we're taking the lumbar spine into extension. There's nothing wrong with it, but we want to make sure that we have a little bit of air just to create a little bit of a brace so we don't go too deep into that extension. We also want to make sure that we keep the glutes tight, right? So even though I'm driving the hips down, my glutes are still on, right? I'm still making a concerted effort to stay tight here. At the top position, you really want to think about trying to push your chest as close to your thighs as you can. If you have tight hamstrings, opening your legs a little bit wider can make this a little bit easier. Really trying to get into that deep overhead position. At the bottom of the pump, this may sound a little weird, but I want you to think about trying to look backwards at your own heels. Now, obviously this is impossible, but it's going to give you that intention, right? The spine follows the eyes. So if you make an effort to look back, you're going to get even more of that all-important thoracic extension. So if I look forward, I might get this. If I look up, I'm able to get a little bit more into that back. And thoracic extension is extremely important because we're all spending so much time in this hunched forward position these days. Any chance we get to open things up, we want to take it. Next, we're going to focus on dialing in what we're going to do with the arms in the Hindu push-up. But from here, we're actually going to start in a different position. We're going to start in a child's pose. So we want to have the knees maybe a little bit wider than hip distance apart, right? You can have your feet together or apart, whatever feels good for you. And then we're going to sit back. From here, we're going to imagine that we're pushing a marble along the floor with our nose. And then at the bottom, we're just going to come up and then return to the start position. So the Hindu push-up, although it is primarily a pushing exercise, there is actually a little bit of a pulling component here, right? And we want to start training it in and learning how to get the lats involved. So pull yourself forward, get your nose as close to the floor as you can, push the floor away, look up, and come back. We're going to keep the knees on the floor for this entire version. This is just a great way to learn the mechanics of the upper body action in the Hindu push-up. So now we come to the full Hindu push-up, right? Good way to think of this is imagine that there's a fence here, right? And there's a little hole in the fence and you want to dive under that fence. So I'm putting my hands down, taking the hips up. Remember, we're going to inhale as we go under the fence. And traditionally, Indian wrestlers would do these for hundreds of repetitions. And once you actually get the movement down, you'll find that you're able to develop the ability to do a lot of these quite quickly. The most common mistake with Hindu push-ups is elbow flare. You might be doing everything right, you might have your hands set up, your breathing might be dialed, everything's peachy, except your elbows are coming out, right? And this puts the shoulders in a pretty unfavorable position. Really make sure when you're setting up your push-up that you think about bringing the pit of the elbow to face forward and your shoulders into the socket, right? So we don't want this, we want this. Okay, keeping everything nice and tight. It's much better for your shoulders that way. Got to keep your shoulders healthy. If you're having a hard time with the strength component of this push-up, here's a way you can still get the mobility and shoulder health benefits without being limited by strength. Just like the regular Hindu push-up, we're going to dive through the fence, and then we're going to drop the knees down, and then we're going to push up, right? So we take a lot of the upper body strength demands out of the exercise. Tuck the toes, lift the hips up. Drop the knees, and up. And the Hindu push-up is one of those exercises that really gives so much bang for your buck from a mobility and joint health standpoint that it's worth doing every single day. So if you do have a joint mobility routine, this is a fantastic addition to it. It's one of the healthiest moves you can do for your upper body, and it's something that the more you do it, the healthier your joints will be. If you don't have a joint mobility routine, well, I've put together a 7.5-minute morning mobility routine for you. You can get it by clicking the link down below in the description. It's specifically designed to undo a lot of the damage that our modern lives are causing. It's going to open up your hips, unlock your spine, and free up your shoulders, and leave you feeling a hell of a whole lot better. Click the link in the description to get it. So, thank you so much for taking the time to watch the video today. I really appreciate it. If you found the information and it useful, please like and subscribe. It really helps the channel. Thanks again. Appreciate you taking the time. I appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next video.